Hey gang, I thought it'd be kind of fun to do something a little bit differently today. Why not revisit a classic film of yesteryear, not only on Blu-ray, but on the multi-dimensional pleasures that is 3D Blu-ray. And of course, I am talking about this film right here. Let's do this.
A creature alive today has survived millions of years of evolution. It lives to kill, a mindless eating machine that will attack and devour anything. One terrified you like nothing you have ever experienced when it captured your imagination and tapped your fear like no movie before it. Then, just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, two continued the legend and spread the fear. Next summer, nature's most terrifying creature takes on an all-new dimension in an all-new adventure. And for the first time, the terror of Jaws will not stop at the edge of the screen. Jaws 3D.
The runaway blockbuster smash of the early 1980s, and quite possibly the third best Jaws film ever conceived, Jaws 3, otherwise known as Jaws 3D in some circles. Okay, so the only reason that I really bought this Blu-ray was because of that symbol right there. You can watch this movie in its original 3D presentation. Oh yeah. Boop. Boom. I love the boldness of this Blu-ray's bonus feature claim, Jaws 3 in 3D. See Jaws 3 the way it was originally shown in theaters to experience a third dimension of terror. That last little bit is more prophetic than this Blu-ray fully understands. Now, when this film came out in the early 80s, 3D was actually kind of an in thing and a fad that was hitting the multiplexes, and there was a lot of horror thrillers that were making use of the technology to lure in ticket buyers. Mind tricks don't work on me, only money. So when this film came out and then when it was subsequently released on home video, I think a lot of people who didn't see it in the cinema weren't able to truly experience it in the same manner they were able to in the cinemas, even though the cinema's 3D presentation still utilized those cheap cardboard polarized glasses. Now that we have this bad boy on 3D Blu-ray, I think we can finally experience the raw terror and thrills of this film in 3D the way it was meant to be seen in a theater. And I am pleasantly surprised to say that the 3D of this Blu-ray is actually shockingly good, especially for a 33-year-old film. We need to dive a little bit into what this film is really about. And it's basically one big long 90-minute extended product placement for SeaWorld, because Chief Brody, who was played by Roy Scheider in the first two films, his son is apparently working for SeaWorld. One thing I really don't understand about Jaws 3 is its whole chronology and its timeline. The Brody's kid looks like he's in his late 20s, early 30s. This film came out in 1983. The first film came out in 1975, yet he somehow has aged 20 plus years in 8 years. So I don't get it at all. So anyway, he's working at SeaWorld and they're about to open up some new exhibits. And then of course, wouldn't you know it, our shark comes in to spoil everyone's party.
Get a boat with fire out here! Hey, look,
a serious note, to review the Blu-ray itself, there is a lot of good things about this Blu-ray. I thought the 3D was surprisingly effective and really good. Now, it should also be noted that this Blu-ray of Jaws 3D, The Third Dimension of Terror, also comes with an $8 coupon voucher to go see Jason Bourne in cinemas when it gets released. This has to be, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the most inexplicably incongruent cross-promotions in motion picture history. There is a few disappointments, though, with this Blu-ray disc. First of all, there's nothing in the way of special features for this film. Having said that, I don't think there is any possibility that any of the crew or cast from this film would have been wanting to engage in any type of documentary or interview to revisit this piece of garbage. I am extremely disappointed that this Blu-ray only came encoded with 2.0 Dolby Digital sound. How the hell am I supposed to enjoy Jaws 3D in the third dimension of terror with a mono soundtrack? Yep, I call bullshit. The film was directed by John Alves. I think I'm pronouncing that name correctly. He never went on to direct another feature film ever again after this film. I wonder why. Which is kind of shocking because he was an Academy Award-winning art director for Spielberg's Close Encounters of the Third Kind. So the apple really fell far from the quality of the tree when he went from that gig to this one. You know, Jaws 3D is a film of sinfully campy pleasures. It's in that category of so bad it's actually good and entertaining. One thing that has not aged particularly well in this film are its visual effects. This film contains some of the worst engineered and executed visual effects for a mainstream Hollywood film in the early 1980s that I have ever seen. Now, for those of you out there that are saying, Craig, this film is 33 years old, come on, lay off. Just consider this. This film came out in the same year as Return of the Jedi, and look at that film's special effects. And now compare it to this film's special effects. Yeah, I rest my case. The other thing too is the performances range from being they range from mediocre to abysmal. The film stars Dennis Quaid in an early film role. Long before he blossomed into the intense actor that we know of today.
I am acting here, and this dickhead wanders onto my set.
It also features a very young Leah Thompson, long before she did Back to the Future, as well as what I am positive is one of the single worst performances of Louis Gossett Jr.'s career.
Is this on?
Uh-huh.
Get me some lights down there.
Got him right here.
Get some shit down there. And get me some medical attention here, quick!
It is embarrassingly broad and over the top at times.
Hello out there. This is Calvin Bouchard.
It's like the sucky acting comes right out at you. I found this Blu-ray in a discount bin for $8 at a local Best Buy. Yes! That's cheaper than going out to the movies. So if you're really into Jaws and Jaws history and so forth, and if you're looking for a good quality, schlocky, B-grade film to add to your collection, one that just happens to be in 3D and one where the 3D presentation is really good, and if you're willing to forgive some of the film's lackluster technical merits on Blu-ray and the genuine lack of special features on this Blu-ray, for $8 or $9, I think this is a must-own for everyone's Blu-ray collection. Once again, thank you very much for watching this video. If you could like it, I'd really appreciate it. Also, if you could hit that subscribe button and subscribe to my channel, I would sincerely appreciate it. Let me know in the comments what you think of Jaws 3D. The Third Dimension of Terror. Also, let me know what you think of the Jaws films in general. Let me know what your favorite Jaws films are. I think it goes without saying that the first one is everyone's odds-on favorite, am I right? Jaws! And I'll see you at the movies, everybody.
Get away from me, Jaws!
That is all. Carry on.